Live from the Washington, D.C. area, it's the Inside Scoop. All the news that our viewers want to know. Now, here's the host.
Welcome to Inside Scoop, Virginia. I'm Bettina Lawton, your host. And tonight I have a wonderful new House of Delegate candidate with me. His name is Monte Johnson. He is running in the 10th House District, which is mostly in Frederick County, I think, or mostly in Loudoun County, then Frederick County, and then Clark County. So we've got 3 different counties involved. His name is Monte Johnson. Monte, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I want you to introduce yourself to our viewers. Who are you? And eventually we'll get to why are you running. But first, who are you?
Well, first off, I'm a happily married man. Just celebrated my 3rd anniversary recently. Another thing is I've been living in the Brambleton area for like the last 6 years. I'm a technology consultant for a big consulting firm. And actually outside of that, I spend a lot of my time doing community service. Big Brother, Big Sister, Habitat for Humanity, Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I spend a lot of time trying to make the community better.
Okay. Now you work for Booz Allen. What do you actually do there? You said you're an IT consultant. What does that actually mean?
I'm a project manager. I actually manage a team, basically with Microsoft products, software. So software development mostly. Okay.
And so why are you running for this position? You're running against a guy, I guess this fellow, this is his first re-election bid, right?
Yes, correct.
Which I guess this is the best time to try and take him out if the Democrats are going to do that. But why you? Why are you doing it?
Well, like a lot of people in the state of Virginia, I'm a concerned citizen. I see the direction that our state's going, and it saddens me. I've seen a time where the state has been known for leading the way for job creation, for education, transportation. We have wonderful universities. Now we're known for dividing people, attacking. Passing things like transvaginal ultrasound, on the voters' rights. We shouldn't be known for marginalizing people. We should be known for leading the way. Virginia needs to lead again.
So you're not too happy to see us on the Daily Show and Rachel Maddow for the things, at least for the things that we're on them for now.
Correct.
Well, let me ask you about your opponent. Now, I read someplace that he has some connection with Governor McDonnell and this Star Scientific scandal. So what is that? It seems to be catching a lot of Republicans up between Governor McDonnell and Attorney General Cuccinelli. What does your opponent have to do with all this?
Well, I'll just talk the facts because that's all I can really speak to. Okay. The main things are he was a deputy counsel to Governor McDonnell. Johnny Williams was someone who had a strong relationship with Governor McDonnell and gave him $65,000. As a counsel, I have trouble believing that he would not be aware of that. On top of that, the administration paired Johnny Williams with the Secretary of Health. Now, if your lawyer was not aware of a $65,000 gift in that meeting, he's not doing his due diligence. Okay.
No, that is kind of an interesting set of facts there. Well, let me find out, you've been endorsed by the Virginia Professional Firefighters, the SEIU, the AFL-CIO, the National Organization for Women in NARAL. So certainly some of those lead right into the question on women's health care.
Yes.
So where do you stand on all of that? That's another one of those things that got us on all those late night shows. But you also are a member of what many people believe to be a very conservative church.
That's
so
true.
How does that work? Where do you come down on those issues?
Well, I'm a pro-choice candidate, and I stand by that. I think our government is going into invading privacy. They're regulating on things that we don't need them regulating on. We need them to be focusing on bringing jobs and making people's lives better. Now, in regards to my faith and my church, that is a decision between me and my wife. And actually, I met my wife doing service there, a mission trip. So McLean's been very good to me. I may not agree with everything that they stand for in regards to politics, but I go there to worship, and that's what I'm there for.
Now, where do you stand on things like the TARP regulations, which were the ones that have effectively, as I understand it, shutting down almost all of the women's health care clinics in the state? I think that your opponent voted in favor of them.
Correct.
Where do you stand? Would you favor if the Democrats actually take over the Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, Governor, would you favor having those repealed?
No, I would definitely favor having those repealed. I'm definitely against those 100% because women's health, and women do too much in our society for us to attack women's health care. And I think that they need access to that. And I think that's something government really should make sure that's available, yes.
So how does that also then play, sort of staying on the healthcare topic here, in terms of Medicaid expansion is another thing that the House of Delegates has been considering. What's your position on that?
I think we should definitely be pushing, leading the way for that, because honestly, we're giving money away to other states if we're not taking advantage of that. And we also need to make sure it's working to the best for the constituents in the state. So I would love to see us take control of an exchange as well.
Okay. Well, let me ask you about education, because I understand that education is one of your big topics that
Yeah.
you're very concerned about.
Yeah.
What are your issues with the education, and what do we need to do?
Well, first off, I'll start locally. Locally in Leesburg, one thing that's concerning me is because we had budget cuts recently. Now we have kids walking almost up to a mile, crossing 4-lane highways to get to school. That's very dangerous, and I think that's something we need to fix for student safety. Another issue, I think, is we can't teach the tests. We need our kids to have some creativity. I think that's a big part of intelligence. We have people to be able to think on their feet. That's key in success in real life. Another big part would be also that teachers, when you think about teachers, we don't need them having how I call program initiation fatigue. We need to be able to implement correctly.
Okay. Now, you also, in Loudoun, your teachers tend not to stay, as I recall reading. They tend to have a very short time frame.
Yes,
You
they
sort of
do.
seem to be training them, and then they keep moving on you.
Yes, that is a concern as well, kind of a brain drain where people are just kind of racing to where the pay is. So we need to have pay to be able to keep teachers there, because teachers are a pillar of our society and our community. So I definitely we need to manage that and take care of that.
How do you think that the things like the pre-K type programs, I know when Governor Kane was in office, he really pushed that, and it's been subjected to a lot of budget cuts at the state level. Is that something that you think is important for our students to have at the pre-K experiences?
That is absolutely critical. That's where the separation between the haves and the have-nots begin. If you don't have a strong pre-K, especially when you look at a state like Virginia, where you're trying to get into UVA, William & Mary, Virginia Tech, very elite schools in the country, you need to have that solid head start for your kid so he can ensure to have opportunity to partake in our excellent education.
Okay. And I will note that you did go to William & Mary. You just mentioned it as an elite school, so I thought I should put that plug in there. You have a degree in public policy, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so there you go. You got there yourself. But you also have talked about things more broadly than the K through 12. You seem to be advocating that we need to be more holistic and look at vocational training and adult education and all of those types of things.
Yes.
You think the state has a role in that as well?
Yes, because we need a well-trained workforce. And education doesn't stop once you get over 18 or once you get over 22 and you get the degree. You have to continue learning. That's something I've learned in my time working as well. You have to continue getting better and striving, getting certifications, becoming good at what you do, or picking up a skill that is in high demand. So yes, I think those are very important. And also, not everyone's going to go to college. We need to make sure that they're productive in society and do very well.
Right. I know the number of people who have what people would consider to be blue-collar trades, like electricians and plumbers and things. And people, you need them, and they are in high demand.
They are.
They are in very high demand. Well, let's talk transportation, because you're out in Loudoun County. Loudoun County, a lot of those folks don't seem to like the metro. They don't want to pay for the metro coming out to Loudoun County. Where do you stand on those issues? I
am for the Silver Line. I do want to come out there. We need to get cars off the road. We need to have diverse transportation. We can't just put all our eggs into roads. So I'm very adamant for the Silver Line. Now, there are other projects that we do have concern of, like I am against the Bi-County Parkway, or some people may call the North-South Corridor, because I'm concerned about the traffic, I'm concerned about the price. I'm also concerned about communication in general from the state. I think the state needs to do a better job of communicating their projects. So.
Okay, and I read that all the time, and then there's some bridge that your opponent seems to like over the Potomac that would do something, which I was like, really? Okay. I'm assuming that you're not a big fan of this bridge project?
Well, really, to be honest, it's not going to happen. Okay. We need Maryland's buy-in to go over the Potomac.
Okay.
So that's something that, we, for the foreseeable future, I don't see happening.
Okay, I wondered about that because a bridge, that's like, okay, well, whatever. All right, well then let's talk about what you want to do on this smart development, because I also saw a reference about smart development, and we've got about 30 seconds left. What can you tell me about your position on smart development?
The key to smart development is balancing, because Loudoun's unique in the sense that we still have a lot of open spaces, and that's one reason why a lot of us live there. I mean, for me, I'm originally from the Lynchburg area, so Loudoun, in some ways really speaks to me uniquely. But we can't destroy all that and make it look like other parts of the state that maybe we don't want to look like. Maybe we moved there for a different reason. So that's the big reason why for smart development is balancing between the transportation and development and the natural resources and the beauty that we have, the character of the county.
Okay, well that's certainly something that I hear a lot about with Loudoun, is that competition of trying to get that done right. Well, I want to thank you for coming up, Monte. I know you had to come all the way up from Leesburg to be here tonight, so thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.